But here we go into the fifth match of the day, of the final round. So first off, for red team, we have man, this team names don't look great. But for red team, we have the pastry timepiece, piloted by Muse Josie. It is a Gatling Banshee squid with a rear mine launcher. Their allied cake bakers, piloted by Admiral Obvious. It is a Watchafish with both left and right side Gatling guns. Their opponents, we have the Unglarious Rastors, piloted by Delta Rastor. It is a light carronade flamethrower squid with a rear Artemis. And their ally, the St. Glaswegian Kiss, piloted by Mighty Keb, Gatling Mortar Pyramidion, the classic, with a left side Banshee and flare gun. And bringing Pyramidion to a match like this is kind of a statement that they feel like that the team. Also, can we give a penalty to the blue Pyramidion for not putting their team name in their ship name? But Team Predators, the blue Pyramidion, a statement that they think they can just charge in here and win the fight on the basis of their mechanics, of their fundamentals. Gatling Mortar is about as fundamental as you can get, the pure DPS build. And with the Inglorious Rastors moving in here, Inglorious Rastors is going to take the Watcher Barrage. Watch is going to be on reload, and now the St. Glaswegian Kiss. The light's all clear. He's moving in. He's moving in for the ram. He's knocked out the balloon on the Cake Bakers. The armor's down as well. The mortars. Oh, mortars. Where are the mortars? Oh, just barely not able to finish off the Cake Bakers. Cake Baker still has no balloon. And I think the next Gatling, excuse me, the next hull break from the Gatling going to finish off the Goldfish. Now I was talking about solid fundamentals. Those are some solid ass fundamentals right there on that Pyramidion. Now the Inglorious Rastors, St. Glaswegian Kiss, he did get the kill, but he was forced upwards to. He started taking a little too much damage than he was comfortable with from the red squid. So Inglorious Rastors is going to pursue the pastry timepiece downwards. And now pastry timepiece, I think once we have another situation where a ship wanted to navigate around a piece of terrain that was past the map border. So pastry timepiece now being forced back into the fight. And given that Cake Bakers has chosen to take the close spawn, watch it coming out, hitting Glaswegian Kiss. Glaswegian Kiss trying to moonshine underneath the gun arcs, but it's not going to be working here. And with the squid coming in from behind, Pyramidion's taking a lot of damage. And he's going to Hydra up. He's trying to get out of the squid's gun arcs. He's managed to put a lot of he does succumb, but before he did put a lot of damage onto the Cake Bakers. So it's definitely possible that the Rastors, well, it was possible. It's no longer possible now that they've taken a fantastic Watcher Barrage from the Cake Bakers, knocking out every component on the blue squid. So they're not going to be able to finish off the Cake Bakers in this fight. They're just going to go down, which is going to be a second point for red. And so the Pyramidion, the Gatling Mortar Pyramidion, it is a very high damage build. It is the DPS build. It is the simple build. It's the build where if you open up the game and you press the Q into match button without any of your friends, that's the build you bring, because that's the build that really anybody can crew on, because it's very easy. It's very simple. However, Pyramidion has a lot of deficiencies that can be exploited by an experienced pilot. It's kind of squishy, has fairly low armor, and very low health. Only 500 health, 550 health. So it's not a tanky ship at all. It also is not a very fast ship. It has its best movement vector is charging straight forwards, but it doesn't turn to the side very quickly. It doesn't go up and down very quickly. And it also has a very large hitbox that's very easy to hit. So given those limitations in the mobility of the Pyramidion, when you have a lot of faster ships on the enemy team, like a squid, like a goldfish, which we see right here, you can abuse the Pyramidion's limitations very easily and just strafe around them and make sure they don't get anything done. And it's especially vulnerable to the Hwacha on the Cake Bakers, because those front guns are very easy to hit, very easy to take down. And so anytime the Pyramidion gets in a bad spot, they're going to be relying on their ally Squid to make something happen. The Squid's bringing a very disruption-heavy build. You know, as opposed to the Gatling Banshee onto Pastry Timepiece, the Inglorious Rastors has Light Carronade Flamethrower. So the Inglorious Rastors really wants a longer, more sustained fight where they can rack up balloon damage with the Carronade, rack up fires with the Flamethrower. And, oh no. That's... Inglorious Rastors may be engaging a little bit too early. Taking a big Hwacha barrage, but now the Cake Bakers... Cake Bakers is still pretty heavily damaged from the last fight, so the Glaswegian Kiss could definitely finish them off. We see some Banshees coming out from the left side of the Pyramidion, doing quite a bit of balloon damage, going to limit the Cake Bakers' ability to dodge incoming shots. But they don't need to dodge any incoming shots if the target ship has no guns, which the Hwacha is very good at making sure is the case. And now the Pastry Timepiece moving in. They know the Glaswegian Kiss is the biggest threat in this fight. So Red Team is dual focusing them, trying to take out the Pyramidion before the Pyramidion is able to kill the Cake Bakers. Inglorious Rastors, on the other hand, this Flamethrower coming out, locking down, keeping the Cake Bakers locked down. So even though St. Glaswegian Kiss is unable to maintain arcs, the Blue Squid might be able to finish off the, pick up the kill. Pyramidion's gonna go down here. And just so close. The Cake Bakers is so low. And I don't... Yeah, Inglorious Rastors, he's disengaging. He's out of here. He has no ally. He doesn't want to get caught. Both the Cake Bakers and the Inglorious Rastors are extremely damaged. So if either one of them gets caught in gunfire for a few seconds, they're going to go down immediately. And as if on cue, Inglorious Rastors is unable to escape the opposing squid, and they will go down. And somehow the Cake Bakers has survived another engagement. They came out of that second fight with like 20% health, and they have now come out of the third fight with like 5% health, so they're, I guess, lucky to be alive, but that's going to continue to be a liability. Because if they get focused down, it means their ally is going to be left all on their own. And so Cake Baker is going to have to be extremely careful with their positioning, and also with their whole armor. They need to make sure that they have someone on that whole armor at all times, if not two people. And you see the whole armor, in fact, buffed here. Any extra durability that they can make happen, they absolutely need here. Because once that whole armor is gone, they're dead. Like, that's the end. That's the end for them. Blue team very cautiously poking over the big mortar gun here. Moving on to blue side of the map. Inglorious Rastors looks like he wants to flank from a different side, although he is spotted, so definitely not going to be a surprise. And now Cake Bakers did stay back, trying to protect their lowest health ship, and Inglorious Rastors realizing that, trying to come in from behind. But I think he's not moving fast enough. You need to get in there, Squid. You need to kill off this Cake Bakers before they shut down the Hwacha. Or excuse me, shut down the Pyramidion with the Hwacha. And yeah, Hwacha coming out here. Pyramidion totally disabled. Pastry Timepiece moving in to support. Looks like we see the flamethrower coming out onto the pastry timepiece, but I really feel like Squid needs to make sure that the cake bakers dies. They are so low, it is so easy to kill them. They just need to shoot them with their guns. But it looks like St. Glaswegian Kiss going to be able to get the kill on their own regardless with Gatling. Being so low that you're able to be finished off with a solo Gatling. And yeah, now the pastry timepiece with no ally, already taken a lot of damage. His balloon's heavily damaged. Engines are burning down. Popping some tar here to try to mask his escape. But this is going to be tricky. No, and I think that's going to be it. I don't think, yeah. The one opportunity that the pastry timepiece had was to try to make it through this gap, but I think the fear for the Red Squid's pilot was that their balloon, their balloon was just 1 or 2 carronade shots away from going down, so they didn't feel like they can make it back over this cliff to Red spawn, so instead leading blue team away, giving cake bakers more time to put some distance between them and the enemy ships, conceding that kill to their opponents. But despite maybe some of the slow movements from the Inglorious Rastors, taking a little bit of time to really key into their targets, Blue made it out of that last fight nary a scratch. Both these ships still at full health, so given that Red is on match point, Blue still only needs 2, so if Blue can manage to take the fight without losing a ship in the process, they will take a match. So we're still at a point, what looked like the cake ships had gotten a pretty firm handle on the game. Blue is kind of clawing back, and it could definitely go either way. Now, Inglorious Rastors, looks like they're going for the repeat. We've just hit rewind on this VHS tape. Inglorious Rastors is going to be moving forward, trying to get the flank of one of these red ships. But he's not. He's backing on. This is strange. The blue squid's just kind of out in the open, but Red's totally ignoring them. And, well, here they go. Looks like target's going to be the cake bakers. They want to knock out the balloon, try to take that Hwacha out of the picture. Cake bakers does get 1 Hwacha barrage off on the St. Glaswegian Kiss, and they're going to go for a ram. Perhaps ill-advised, considering that the balloon already had a lot of damage on it, and when you ram in a goldfish, most of the time that damage gets transferred into your balloon, so you need a healthy balloon to really ram effectively in that ship. And the pastry timepiece is taking a lot of damage too. Now once again, on Inglorious Rastors, you need to find the target. You need to start getting those guns onto something. You see some light carronades. It looks like targeting the pastry timepiece. Oh no. Ooh. Ooh, some of that Hwacha hitting bare hole, and St. Glaswegian Kiss able to, St. Glaswegian Kiss able to finish off the red squid. I'm surprised how well this Pyramidian is doing, considering their ally is not present during large portions of these fights. However, Inglorious Rastors is going to follow the cake bakers down. Wants to try to knock out this balloon. The balloon on the cake bakers is pretty heavily damaged. Flamethrower going to finish it off. And blue team's actually playing this super safely. Which might be detrimental to them. St. Glaswegian Kiss is staying really far back. They're afraid to get close to the cake bakers because the Pyramidian is so heavily damaged. But by sitting back like that, they've exposed themselves now to the newly respawned pastry timepiece, and they're forced forward. And now St. Glaswegian Kiss is in a position where he could die very easily if the pastry timepiece is able to maintain the Gatling Banshee arcs. The blue Pyramidian is so low. He's forced to dodge upwards. And this is a tough spot, especially for the Inglorious Rastors. The Inglorious Rastors needs to pick the correct target in this fight. And it looks like target's going to be the pastry timepiece, but unfortunately, by moving to the red squid, he's now let up his lock on the cake bakers, and the cake bakers gets a nice Hwacha barrage onto the blue Pyramidian. Gatling coming down, hitting the Glaswegian Kiss. This is real bad. If we get an armor break here, the Hwacha will be more than enough to finish off the Glaswegian Kiss. However, the Gatling not able to sustain long enough to break the whole armor, so Hwacha, in fact, not going to kill them. And Glorious Rastors is going to continue to target the enemy squid, but not able to really do a whole lot. Not able to knock out the balloon just yet. Oh man, this is rough. The St. Glaswegian Kiss's whole armor is burning. It is so low. He's backing up. Oh no, he's going to hit the terrain. Cakebakers is going to smash him here. He's dead. He's just glancing off. The armor's down. The Gatling's coming out, and the Hwacha... Is the Hwacha going to be enough to finish him off? Yes, it is. Hwacha is, in fact, enough to finish off the Pyramidion. You know, a pretty strong performance from Blue Team, considering that those are two captains who I'm sure have never flown together before. So you saw the coordination was kind of there. It was the squid did lag behind for certain tactical maneuvers, but I feel like they did contribute quite a bit to that match.